President mentioned that he's going to stop by the Japanese embassy today to send a condolence book. Anything else you could share about how the administration is going to respond to this assassination? Any consideration of president or vice president traveling for the funeral, anything like that at this point in time?
So I don't have anything to share on the funeral travel. I believe that they haven't set a date yet for the former prime minister. The president mentioned that he tried to give a call to the prime minister of Kishida, the current prime minister, obviously, to offer up his condolences. You all saw the president's statement from this morning, where he is deeply saddened and outraged that his friend and former prime minister Abe was shot and killed. We send our deepest condolences to former Prime Minister and his family and all those who loved him. The President and the American people stand with the people of Japan in their time of mourning. We have unwavering confidence in the strength of Japanese democracy and firmly believe that the former Prime Minister's legacy will live on. As far as travel or funeral arrangements, I believe those have not been set, and I just don't have anything to share at this time.
Sure. Would the administration be open to the possibility of including President Trump as part of the presidential delegation that goes to the funeral?
Again, as far as I know, the funeral date has not been scheduled. I would.
It's July 12th, so that would be the same day that the president's traveling.
Again, I don't have anything to share with you on his travel at this time, but I would refer you to President Trump on his own plans. I can't speak to that from here.
I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe died on Friday after being shot during an election campaign event, Japanese public broadcaster NHK reported. The incident has shocked the country, as shootings and political violence are extremely rare. NHK reports that the former Prime Minister died at the hospital where he was being treated for his bullet wounds. Earlier reports suggested Abe was showing no vital signs when he arrived at the hospital, but was officially declared dead at around 5 p.m. local time. Doctors at the Nara Medical University told the press the former prime minister was struck twice in the neck and the bullet traveled deep enough to reach his heart. The doctors tried for several hours to revive Abe, but couldn't because he had suffered too much blood loss. Japanese Prime Minister Kishida said Abe's death left him, quote, lost for words after an emergency meeting with his cabinet. He refused to address the political impact of the incident, saying it was not the time to comment on that. Abe was 67.
Can you give us an update on your thinking about lifting China tariffs?
Let me, I tried to put a call in to the present Prime Minister, and he was very late there at night. I'll be talking there in the morning. I'm going to be stopping to sign the condolence book at the Japanese embassy on the way to the CIA. This hasn't happened in Japan in decades and decades. I'm told all the way back to the late 30s, the mid 30s. And it's a homemade weapon. I've only seen a photograph of it. The Justice Department is going to be going in and giving me more detail later as they find out the detail. But the fact is that one thing did get my attention, that this is the first use of a weapon to murder someone in Japan. And I think we have thus far have 3,000, I won't hold me to the number, 688, or I mean, between 3,000 and 4,000 cases. They have one. And so, but we're going to learn more about, as time goes on, about motive, about the whole. But Japan, Fumio, the present Prime Minister, is a very solid guy. Japan is a very, very stable ally, and I do not believe it's likely to have, but I don't know yet, likely to have any profound destabilizing impact on Japanese security or Japanese solidarity. Thank you all so very much.
Hey, it's Brian. So anyway, I don't know if CERN actually did anything, but they're on the move again because the Prime Minister, or the leader of Japan, is dead now, and that's just supposed to roll over in your head and you'll be fine, and those people are fine, and there's a new Prime Minister already. And so I'm calling foul on this. I think it was, again, a form of propaganda. He was retired for someone more fascist, most likely. But anyway, you decide. Peace and grace with everyone. In the name of Jesus Christ.